Well, hello, welcome to Tarot to a T. Today we're going to do a February 2023 reading for the sign of Capricorn. If this is the first time to my channel, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back, and especially if you're a subscriber. Glad to see you back, and thank you so much if you've made a donation to my my little what I call my tip jar. It's on the Buy Me a Coffee site, if you're not familiar with that. There is a link in the bottom of the description. Sorry about not being able to talk. I'll try to do better here. In the bottom of the description box, I'm going to leave that one out. There's a link to that if you're interested in leaving me a tip. Okay? Like I said, we're doing the general reading for the sign of Capricorn, and we see that something has already come out here. It was actually flipped over. For the sign of Capricorn, for February 2023. Too many cards. Too many cards. I mean, we like our cards, but too many at one time can be overwhelming. Okay, cards of advice are coming out now, and then we will jump right into it without delay. One more card, please, for Capricorn. Okay, let's see what your message is, Capricorn. 8 of Spades. So this could be a little bit trouble with your work situation. It talks about stress, mental, physical, emotional, and the need for stress relief. It could be that you're not getting along with somebody at work, or it could just be putting in too many hours. Perhaps the work you're doing is not fulfilling in some way, so it's, more stressful than it should be. Or just, I'm actually getting a sense of overwork, actually, probably pertaining to your situation, but we'll keep going. There's some kind of stress relief that needs to happen with that. The Jack of Hearts, 3 of Hearts. So the Jack of Hearts means you have your heart open. I'm not sure how it would relate to a job situation unless you are in the process of perhaps trying to decide a new career path, let's say, because the 3 of Hearts is about some kind of emotional decision. It's indecisiveness, let's just put it that way, and it does affect you emotionally. In some situations, such as romantic, it could mean you're trying to decide between two people, or you're trying to decide about how to take a relationship to another level, or perhaps break it off. But in the job situation, if this is going to turn into that kind of reading, you could have your heart open to other options, let's say. And perhaps you don't know what those options are, so that's the indecisiveness. Like, I don't know exactly what I want to do or where I want to go. You do have an emphasis here again on finances, material matters. 7 of Diamonds talks about, it's a warning about overspending, particularly taking financial risks or gambles. So we very well could have a work-related reading here. That's what I'm seeing so far. 6 of Hearts, 4 of Spades. The 6 of Hearts, now this talks about relationships. The options and opportunities coming towards you or opening up for you in the relationship realm. But it also actually, if you've come out of a recent relationship, it means you're ready for a new one. The 4 of Spades is kind of along the same lines as that 8 of Spades. There's this, let me take that back. It's kind of the opposite end of the spectrum. The 4 of Spades means you're in a period of stress relief. Maybe around relationships. Since it did come out with the 6 of Hearts, I mean, maybe you are seeing more options and opportunities, and therefore it is leading to stress relief. I'm not quite sure how that fits in, again, with work, but The Six of Hearts, I will say this, is not necessarily romantic. It could be professional connections. It could be friends or friendship. But the Four of Spades talks about your life style, where you're living, how things are going in your household, and you're in a period of stress relief. So there's a little bit of a confusing message for me there. I'm not sure how that would pertain, but if it fits your situation, by all means, use your own intuition to see how that fits. You know what I'm saying? Don't make it fit. The Ten of Diamonds. Wow. So you've completed some kind of major cycle in terms of success and prosperity. Perhaps this overwork has led you here. Perhaps you have been putting in a lot of hard work with this goal in mind. It does say that some kind of chapter is wrapped up, or some kind of major ending has occurred. So perhaps you're not in this overwork drudgery situation anymore, or feeling stressed. I mean, I'm seeing an indication that you do feel stressed on one hand, but on the other hand, I see stress relief. And so perhaps meeting a goal, a financial goal, has provided the stress relief. That's what I'm trying to make that connection there. But you have you've attained some kind of goal. So perhaps you are open to, pursuing other career paths. I mean, that would make sense, especially if this was so difficult and hard and you don't want to stay in that line of work, or whatever the situation was. Maybe it's just like crappy hours. Maybe it's just bad working conditions. Who knows? But with the Four of Clubs, again, we have an emphasis on your home and living situation is very balanced. You're very satisfied with it. You're very stable that way. I mean, if you have tremendous financial success here, that would go hand in hand as well. And that stress relief could also be a financial relief. You could also apply that way. In the past, things weren't so great, but you put a lot of hard work in, perhaps at the detriment of your own health in some manner. I mean, it could be just mental, but you've really come out in this place of being prosperous enough that there's a warning against gambling. So maybe the prosperity is not over the top, but it's just enough to give you the stress relief. Things are still not up in the air, though, in some manner. Yeah, with the Black and White Joker, it's also the Fool card, and you're not quite sure where you're headed. I see the Fool energy is not knowing where you're going and not being able to see what's around the corner. It's a positive sign in some sense, because if we all knew what was ahead of us, I think life would be pretty boring in some cases. I mean, I know for myself, sometimes I wish I knew how things were going to turn out, so I wouldn't be so worried. But on the other hand, if it was all laid out in front of us, what's the point of living? Honestly. So what else can you tell me? There's a lot going on. These cards are coming out snappy. It's just snappy today. The Three of Diamonds, there's confusion around money matters. So again, you achieve some kind of success or prosperity. There's some confusion, perhaps, how to handle it, maybe if you're not used to it. Or again, I'm kind of reading a decision about what to do next. It's almost like meeting the goal. So it wasn't the end game for you. It was just something you just wanted to achieve in your life. But it's definitely not something you want to stay in. I'm hearing something like that. It's not a place you want to stay. So you are looking for the next direction. And financially, I see that it's tied up with employment. See what I'm getting at? But it's still a very emotional decision here. Like maybe it's more important to you now that you do what you truly love, or what truly calls to you. Any more cards here you can give me to paint a picture of Capricorn situation, which I do not think is relationship. I think we're focusing on work today, finances. again, a completion here with finances, some kind of major achievement. You're very satisfied with it. You're in this place of enjoying your success, your accomplishment. That's basically all the Nine of Diamonds talks about. So whatever that goal was, no matter how high or low, you've achieved it. And now it's like, what do you do next? Because you know the stress relief has to happen. Okay, time for cards of advice, I think. Queen of Clubs. This is a fire sign energy. Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. You may have this in your chart as well. Doesn't have to be another person. But this is, she's somebody with, and it's not female, but it's a queen, so I'm going to refer to it as she. She's somebody who's generous, supportive of others. She's got a little bit of power and authority, but she's not over the top. She's got good sense. She's got good practical sense. Just generally all around, not in any particular area. That could be, well, this financial achievement here might have put you in this position to be supportive and generous to others. Let's just put it that way. Oh, 5 of Spades. Wasn't expecting that. This is some kind of breakup energy. Now, again, we're not looking at relationships. I'm not saying this is a breakup of a romantic relationship. It could be some other kind of relationship, especially this work relationship. I am seeing that perhaps you're still in this work situation that you don't need anymore. So you're being encouraged to break things off with that. And yes, it's going to kind of be out of your control, in the sense that maybe you're feeling like you have no other choice. Let's see some other cards here. Wow. Wrapping up a major cycle here. Some kind of satisfaction, major dissatisfaction and loss with this card. In some cases, this can mean somebody's passed away, a divorce. Maybe it's something that you were truly passionate about, no matter how hard it was. Something you were truly passionate about, and when you let go of it, it is going to feel like this, a major loss. Like you really wanted it to work out for the long term. That's what I'm getting. You really wanted it to work out. And also with the Ten of Spades, it tells me this is not easy. It's going to require a degree of healing and processing it. It's not like, darn, better luck next time. It's actually something, the loss of that you're going to feel for a while. Three of Spades. So this is stress and worry. I think the advice here is telling you, Capricorn, that if you don't break yourself off from this, separate yourself from it. Now, I actually didn't see that physical separation card, but you know what I mean. Breaking yourself away from it. However much of a loss, if you don't do it, you're going to remain in this stress and worry, which can be chronic. It can go on and on and on, especially with that 8 of Spades energy. That tells me that whatever the work situation is, it's causing a significant amount of stress and worry. And with the 3, again, it's almost like there's decisions to be made around it and you're not sure which way to go. Therefore, the stress and worry, in other words, kind of perpetuates itself. Let's see what else comes out for advice. Because that was one message there. We usually get 2. Either we get 2 separate messages or one that continues on with that first one. 9 of Spades. Wow. Deep, heavy energy. Yeah. Another completion here in your line of advice. Again, downer, disappointment energy. I often see these cards, 10s and 9s, because they're about completions and end of cycle or end of chapter. is it being something behind you. I feel like this time, for some reason, it's all up front, though. It's not saying it's behind you. I don't think it is behind you. But perhaps, again, whatever disappointment is wrapped up with this employment situation, there's a completion. There's a completion there. Let's see what else comes out. What other advice can you give Capricorn, please, for the February 2023 message? Another 9. Interesting. So this, again, it's a feeling of contentment and achievement. Not so wrapped up like with the 9 of Diamonds. This is more about financial success, material success. This is just the feeling behind you've achieved something. So perhaps when this ends, you're going to be resting here. And again, it's going to be quickly behind you, because I'm seeing so many cards of things being wrapped up. I mean, you've got 2 10s out here and 3 9s. There's only one more 9 left. Be interesting if it does come out. That indicate completions. It's done. It's like the overall message here is whatever this was for you, whatever it served in your life, is now complete. And I think it's a matter of recognizing that. King of Clubs, more fire sign energy, Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. To me, the kings represent taking control and dominance. Again, you have somebody who can be relied upon for guidance and support, very much like the Queen of Clubs. This could be somebody around you that you could rely upon to get you through this period of transition into a new line of work, per se. Or this could be you taking control of the situation. The advice is about taking control of the situation and completing it. Actually, I see that ringing true very well with those 9s again. Recognizing that something it's like past its prime. It needs to end. And you need to follow your heart. New start. How beautiful. That's a beautiful way to end this reading, actually. So you're still following your heart and your desire and what's valuable to you here. But it indicates a new start. It's in your line of advice. You need to start again. In some manner, whatever work you're in, and whatever form it takes, and what this means about breaking it off, and going through the grieving process and letting go of it. Again, I think it's something you really wanted it to work, and it's not. But this is very positive. I hope you see that. This is very positive. And by taking control, it's going to lead you in this direction where you are following your desire. Even though you may not recognize it on the surface, it is about following your heart. Because perhaps your heart has been telling you this situation needs to end. Stress. A lot of stress wrapped up with it. I'm going to end it there. That was pretty to the point. No beating around the bush with this reading this time. If you'd like to see when the next reading comes out, remember to subscribe, hit notifications, or check back in with the channel. If you don't want to be a subscriber, that's fine. No pressure. And if you'd like to make a small donation via my tip jar, remember that link is in the bottom of the description box. Truly appreciate anything you could throw my way, because I don't make money off YouTube. That's the bottom line. I don't. I do this when I can in my free time, and I'm a person who works 40 hours a week myself, sometimes more. So I understand the value of $1, believe me. Okay. Take care, Capricorn, until I see you again. Thank you.